Hannah, I'm heading out, so if you need anything, call Victoria.
All right, stop! Enough! Mom, be careful! Stop it!
Stop it.
Stop!
Just leave it alone, Mom.
Stop
It has
it
nothing
now.
to do with you.
It has everything to do with me! Dylan is my son!
What are you talking about? What are you saying?
Victor, I'm just saying the truth. I know who I am. I know where I am. And I know that Dylan is my son.
Sweetheart, call a doctor.
No, don't call anybody. Please, just let me say this. I'm sorry. I meant to tell you this when we were alone. In fact, I debated whether to tell you at all. Obviously, it's time for everybody to know the truth.
Mrs. Newman, I appreciated the veterans benefit, and you've always been so kind to me. But maybe it's like your husband said, you're not quite feeling like yourself because this doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I know that it doesn't, but it's true.
Yeah, but you don't know me. You don't know my parents or how I grew up, and I really don't know you.
I would like to get to know you very much.
I'm not your son.
You're just in time.
Lucky me.
Mm-hmm. Your wife come to her senses and find something better to do
She had a family thing.
that you didn't want to go to.
Oh, you've met her family?
You know, other people, they can be the worst, right? They try to help, try to be nice, but I had to take a leave of absence from my job.
What do you do?
I teach elementary school. Exactly. Me and a bunch of kids. Happy, laughing. I used to love that sound.
I'm on my computer pretty much all day long. Like maybe I'll enter the right search and I'll find a way to get justice for my kid. All day, it's like an itch. Like I used to get when I was a gambler. Scratch myself bloody.
So you've been to a meeting or two before?
Yeah, I've been to a few. Yeah, to get clean, to stop being a screw up. But this, I mean, come on, what's the goal here? It's not like I'm gonna walk in there and I'm gonna share and then she comes back. No matter what I do, I'm never gonna see my little girl again. So what's the point here?
It is such a shock to find out you're adopted, but I can help you.
Look, I've been there, completely out of touch with reality, but you need to understand that I had parents. I was not adopted. You have your own kids. They're right here, and I'm not one of them.
Well, maybe you're mixed up about something. Maybe this is just a mistake,
Nikki,
you know?
do you have any proof?
Do you remember the trip I took to Chicago, supposedly about a charity benefit? Well, that was not true. Okay, I was there to find out about the baby I had had so many years ago. I was in medical offices. I ended up in a church in Winnetka where I gave birth to the baby. And until that trip, I didn't even know that I had had a son. Now, look, I think we should all just get out of here, go somewhere else and sit down and I'll explain everything. Mom.
We're not going anywhere. Mom just tells us that Dylan is her firstborn son and you're worried about causing a scene? What's going on?
It's true.
Son, just keep it down.
We need to get to the bottom of this, Dad.
This is your family's issue. We should leave. Come on.
Penelope Harrison.
That was your mother's maiden name, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Let's go.
And I contacted her sister, Pamela. Pamela told me a lot about your mother. And she also mentioned another name, Terry McAvoy, your father.
That's right. It's my father.
Your parents never mentioned adoption? You never wondered?
I mean, I look like my dad. I have his eyes. I like to think his integrity, so I know he wasn't keeping some big dark secret from me.
It's because he never knew. Your mother never told him, Dylan.
Did you just call my mother a liar?
No, I would never do that.
What she's saying
It's
is
an insult to the best woman I've ever known. My mom wouldn't lie to me. Sure as hell wouldn't lie to my father. You're the one who's lying.
I'm not lying to you, Dylan.
Okay, now that everything is out, can we just...
What do you have to do with this, Amy?
You know, this is exactly what I thought would happen if you all would just listen to everything that I have to say, please. The sooner you know, the better it will be.
Yes, Mom, we'll listen. Go.
All right, her sister Pamela told me that there was a time when your mother and father broke up for a little while, and then when your mother heard about the baby, she thought that that could be a chance, that would be an opportunity to get back with your father.
What are you saying? That she tricked him? That she showed up with a kid and said, here's your kid? No, she wasn't like that. She didn't lie.
No, and I don't judge her. I certainly understand what people do who are desperate to be loved.
Okay, just stop. I'm done with this.
Don't go. It wasn't supposed to be like this.
Sorry, baby. Would you start at the beginning?
It all happened a long time ago, of course. Before I knew you, I told you that I joined that commune for a little while.
That was a cult.
Yeah. It was a place, very evil, miserable place, but the head guy who ran it, he was very charming, and he took a liking to me, and I felt so special because he picked me. I didn't realize that he liked all of the young girls that were there. It wasn't until I was pregnant that I realized he doesn't give a hoot about me. He is an evil, sick man and very dangerous, and I couldn't get away from him fast enough. What did you do? I hid my pregnancy as much as I could, and then I just ran. I thought Chicago's a good place. I can hide there. Nobody from New World will find me. But I only made it as far as Winnetka. I guess the stress and the shame. I went into an early labor all alone. There was this church. This nun helped me through the whole thing. And then she blessed the baby and promised me she would find a loving home, and she kept her word. And eventually I just found my way back to Genoa City and pretended that none of it ever happened.
Oh, Mom.
Why tell us now?
You know better than anybody what a secret like this can do to your soul.
Oh my God, thank God you're here.
I ran to pay the pizza guy. When I came back to the pool, my son was... I told him to stay on the patio.
I told Delia to stay in the car. She didn't want to leave the dog alone, and I caved, went in without her. But if I had been a good dad, I would have said, no, you're coming inside with me.
It's easy to say the words, it's not your fault, but it's so hard to understand. The only thing you can do is forgive yourself, forgive the universe, and then you can start to heal.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Really?
Really?
Hey.
Forgive the universe? That's what we're gonna do in there? I'm not going back in there.
Listen, we can stay out here as long as you need to. Okay.
I have the video of Delia's play. She was a total star. I'm not just saying that because I'm her dad. She was fantastic. But that dog. The dog kept running off stage. She'd bring it back on. The audience would love her even more. But that damn dog, I am certain she was chasing after him when she...
Yeah. Sam, he wanted a basketball hoop, regulation height, adjustable, but I found a bike that was cheaper instead. If I paid that extra $50, he would have been practicing free throws in the driveway instead of being on that bike. Just $50. Too many people in that room understand how you feel, Billy. So when I make fun of all these people for trying to be nice and helping, but really not having a clue, it's not those people. They know.
Do you think this is news about you having kids?
So, fast forward to Catherine's letter. She gave me the name and number of the attorney who handled the adoption.
So wait a minute. Catherine knew. You talked to her about it. But you didn't tell me. Not when we met, not when we married, not when we had children.
I was too ashamed. I just thought I could lock it away and never have to think about it again. Then I heard about the MS, and that got me thinking about the genetic component. It makes some blood relatives more susceptible to it than other people. I mean, of course the kids knew about it, but I knew there was a child out there who didn't have that medical information. And after everything that Catherine went through with Tucker,
But sweetheart,
I felt I could talk to her about it.
you didn't trust me. We could have solved this together. I would have helped you with this. You didn't trust me, did you?
Victor, it wasn't about not trusting you. It was about not wanting to hurt you.
So the search for your son was just about passing along medical information?
At first, it was the MS and then Catherine. And to tell you very honestly, I didn't know how much longer I would be around.
Don't say that.
Well, that's true. And then I couldn't let go of it. I had to know about this child, this baby that had come from me. I had to make sure he or she was okay. And then to find out he was so close, right here in this town.
Right here, in this town. Ruining my life, Mom. Then you found out it was Dylan, and you just had to reach out.
Oh, honey, watching what happened to you and Avery hurt me so much.
And he is responsible.
I know this is very difficult right now. But you have to understand that biologically, he is as much a part of you and your sister as he is me.
What were you hoping? That he and I are just gonna hug it out and everything's gonna be cool? That is not gonna happen.
Please, Nicholas.
Sweetheart, no, come on, I'll talk to him, okay? Please sit down, I'll talk to him.
Oh, God.
You tried to tell me, didn't you? The night of the play, you came by the house and you asked what we would tell Johnny about his biological mom.
I'm so grateful that you love Johnny the way you do. Because I was really afraid that maybe Dylan's parents hadn't.
You don't have to be afraid anymore.
You're being so sweet to me. And I don't deserve it. And you all should have known about this long ago. Finding out like this, I don't know that I'll ever be able to fix the damage I've done.
Dylan!
Was your father his normal, charming self? Whoa, all right.
Mom arranged a dinner to let us know that she has another child. A son. Older. I have an older brother.
Are you? Honey?
I guess Mom was envisioning a warm, honest, cozy conversation with mind-blowing, earth-shattering news. And then Dylan got into it with Nick.
Dylan was there, huh?
At dinner with Avery.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
Then Mom blurted out that Dylan is her son. Yeah, exactly.
And Dylan had no idea.
No. He didn't even know that he was adopted.
And all this came out as Dylan and Nick were
Yeah, throwing punches. Then Dylan left, and Avery followed, and Nick went to the bar, and Dad followed.
Instead of talking to Nikki. Great. Yeah. Something your father and I have in common. I am so proud. Ignoring our wives. I hope you know that means I'm not proud, right?
I know it came as a shock seeing Dee Dee's things in the box, and I probably should have warned you, and I also should have told you that Chloe called.
Yeah, well, I lost my temper and I jumped to conclusions, and that wasn't good. That was bad.
You know, it wasn't great, but I know that you're
On a head case, yeah.
you're grieving.
I went to group today.
Really?
Yeah. And it's funny, those people, they really understand. Those poor people.